Christians, what does it mean to be in a cult or in a sect according to scripture and not your vain opinions? Let's test that. A cult, a small religious group that is not part of a larger and more accepted religion and has beliefs regarded by many people as extreme or dangerous. A sect, a group of people with somewhat different religious beliefs, typically regarded as heretical or heretics from those of a larger group to which they belong. So, with that in mind, let's read scripture. We have found this man, Paul, to be a troublemaker, who is constantly stirring up riots amongst the Jews all over the world. He is a ringleader of the sect or cult known as the Nazarenes. He, Paul, even tried to profane the temple, and we seized him. And we wanted to judge him, Paul, according to our own law. Question: can you see that Paul was accused of being in a sect or in a cult? Can you also see that the Sadducees and the Pharisees or the Jews wanted to judge Paul by their own laws? Notice, not by the law of God, which is the law of Moses, but by their own man-made laws. Paul, in his letters, are always talking about two sets of laws. One given by God to Moses, and the other law made up by man and their traditions. Paul speaking, but this I confess to you, according to the way which they call a cult, a sect, or a heresy, so do I worship the God of my fathers, believing all things that are written in the law and in the prophets. Question: what is this way Paul was speaking about according to scripture? Blessed are the undefiled in the way which walk in the law of Yahweh. They also do no iniquity, they walk in his ways. You have commanded us to keep your precepts diligently, that my way was directed to keep your statutes. So Paul and the disciples kept the law of God, the same law known as the way, the same law Yeshua, the Messiah, the Son of God, brought back to us because we forgot to keep it. The exact same law that the Sadducees and the Pharisees called a sect or a cult or a heresy. You know, Christians, the same law Yeshua, the Messiah, instructed us to keep. The same law Torah keepers are following today. And you Christians, or you Sadducees and Pharisees, are still calling it a sect, a cult, and dangerous. You are calling it a heresy. Christians, I could only think of one who would deceive the children of God into disobeying the instructions of God. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. And there's nothing new under the sun.